Just north of downtown Columbia is Northminster Presbyterian Church. It's the anchor of one of the city's most established neighborhoods. The population is largely African American, its voters mostly staunch Democrats. Reverend Richard Dozier founded this church nearly 40 years ago. He's used to the age-old tradition of politicians courting his flock. And so it was this past Sunday morning. Senator Hillary Clinton spoke to his congregation, and it was, by any measure, a momentous occasion in Reverend Dozier's ministry, but it also highlighted a small sense of anxiety of who to vote for. Do you think that some people wish somehow that maybe it was just Senator Clinton this time and Senator Obama next time? You know, why do they have to be running at the same time?
It's a great time that this has happened, but I think you're right. You say, why do we have to choose?
This is already a historic race. To have Senator Barack Obama and Senator Hillary Clinton get as far as they've gotten in the nominating process, history books will be talking about it, if not forevermore, for a very long time.
Former CBS newsman Dan Rather has covered every presidential election since 1952. He was in Columbia this week to cover both political parties, but was keenly interested in the campaign of Senator Obama. Rather was on the front lines of the civil rights movement, which burgeoned here in the South back in the early 1960s. He says many African Americans who came of age during that tumultuous time are still reluctant to give their vote to Obama.
They don't hear him with the rhetoric of their generation, their era, and the civil rights movement up to now as we have known it. And they see that as, I would call it, compromising.
That is also probably why Senator Obama is where he is today. Times have changed. Senator Obama's message today wouldn't have been heard 30 years ago in this state.
No one would have paid attention.
No one would have paid attention to him.
Dan Rather, for one, never thought he would cover such a campaign.
The thought occurred to me, you know, maybe one day, but I did not expect to see it in my lifetime. And not until the late 60s, maybe even the mid-70s, did I think that I would live to see a woman who was a viable candidate.
I wish I could go back and my mother and father, my grandparents, and say, look here, look what has happened in this country.
Words from a man brought up in the Presbyterian tradition of reform without revolution. But if either candidate were to win in November, America will be in for a little of both. For The Big Picture, I'm Mark Quinn.